Good morning, everyone. Today I am going to talk about the revision of specified forms and filing requirements upon implementation of Phase 2 of the new inspection regime. Here are some highlights of the new inspection regimes. In brief, the company's ordinance Cap 622 provided a new inspection regime for personal information on the company's register maintained by the CR. The said company's register contains personal information which is available for public inspection. Such personal information includes the usual residential addresses, URA, of directors of companies, and full identification number, IDNs, of directors, company secretaries, and some other individuals, such as liquidators, provisional liquidators, or authorized representative of those registered non-Hong Kong company. Similar personal information is also contained in the register kept by the companies, which are currently open for public inspection as well. Pursuant to the relevant provisions of the company ordinance concerning the new regime, correspondent addresses of directors and partial identification numbers of directors, company secretaries, and other relevant persons would be made available on the company's register for public inspection. The protected information, including the URA and the full IDN, would only be accessible by specified person upon application. On the other hand, companies may withhold from public inspection the protected information on the registers they have kept. To recap, details of phased implementation of the new inspection regimes are as follows. From 23rd of August 2021, companies may replace URAs of directors with their correspondent addresses and replace full identification numbers of directors and company secretaries with their partial IDNs for public inspection on their own registers. Under Phase 2, which will take effect from 24th of October this year, protected information on the index of directors on the company's register will also be replaced with the corresponding addresses and partial IDNs for public inspections. Please note that the protected information contained in the document file for registration after the commencement of this phase will not be provided for public inspection. Specified persons could apply to us for access to those protected information. Under Phase 3, which will take effect from 27th of December 2023, data subject could apply to us for protecting from public inspection their protected information contained in documents which have already registered with us before the commencement of Phase 2. Such information will be replaced with their corresponding addresses and partial IDNs. The details of relevant arrangement will be announced near the time. However, pursuant to Section 55 of the Company's Ordinance, the registrar may make a protected address available for public inspection in case communications sent by the registrar to the directors and requiring a response within a specified period remain unanswered, or there is evidence that the service of documents by the registrar at the relevant corresponding address is not effective to bring them to the notice of the director. Here are the changes on the annual return from NAR1 and NN3. According to sections 3 and 4 of Schedule 6 to the Ordinance, upon implementation of Phase 2 of the regime, the particular to be contained in the annual return will no longer include URA or and full IDNs of the electoral person directors and full IDN of a electoral person's company secretary. For the registered non-Hong Kong company, the particulars to be contained in the Form NN3 will no longer include the URA and full IDN of a electoral person directors and full IDN of a electoral person company secretary and electoral person authorized representative. To facilitate the implementation of Phase 2 of the new inspection regime, a total of 26 specified forms which pertain to the reporting of protected information have been revised for use, starting from 24th of October. The revised specified forms had been published in the Government Gazette, and the same can be downloaded from our website under the section New Inspection Regime. For details, please refer to our External Circular number 1/2022. Here are some company use form being revised. For local company, you can see the annual return from NAR1, from ND2A, ND2B, and the incorporation form, NNC1, and the form NW3, which is relating to the appointment of liquidators or provisional liquidators. For registered non-Hong Kong companies, those forms including Form NN1, NN2, NN3, and so on. The full list of those 26 specified forms has been included in the external circular I just mentioned. To conclude, there are two major changes on the revised specified forms. First, the relevant fields for reporting correspondent address of directors and partial identification numbers of relevant persons have been modified. And there is a protected information sheet, hereafter referred as PI sheet, is introduced for reporting the protected information. Please note that the PI sheet will not be available for public inspection. Using the revised Form ND2A as an example, you will see the main form, which is on the left-hand side on the screen, and the PI sheet, namely PI ND2A, which is for reporting the protected information of newly appointed directors or company secretaries. The PI sheet will not be shown on the public record. Please also be reminded that not to cover the barcodes or the QR code on this page. The PI sheet should be placed at the end when delivering the specified form to us. On the screen, you can see the page 2 of the form ND2A. The field labels have already been changed to correspondent address and partial identification numbers, which including the Hong Kong ID card numbers and the passport number. For the PI sheet, the protected information is required to be reported here, including the usual residential addresses of directors and the full identification numbers of directors, company secretaries, and other relevant persons. Please note that each PI sheet can only report the protected information of one natural person. If there is information from more than one natural persons, please report separately on additional PI sheets. In order to ensure that protected information contained in an amended document will not be made available for public inspection, the current approach for ratification of information has to be revised. A new administrative form, Form AD, is introduced for ratifying the typographical and clerical error contained in the registered documents, starting from 24th of October. For details, please refer to our external circular number 6/2022, which will supersede our previous one, number 7/2014. Similar to other revised specified forms, the Form AD includes both main form and PI sheet, PI-AD. In case the protected information already reported contains typo or clerical error and should be amended, PI-AD should be used to reporting the ratified information. We will now go through the Form AD step by step. First of all, the company number and the company name should be entered in Section 1. For Section 2, please provide the details of the registered document to be ratified, such as the form number, the name of the document, filing date, and document reference number. Those information can be found through the document index search at our Cyber Search Center free of charge. For ratification of typo or clerical error involving personal particulars of individuals, such as name, email address, Section 3 of the Form AD should be complete. For ratification of typo error in other information, Section 4 should be completed. Please state clearly the location of the incorrect information in the registered document, such as the specific page number or section number. Please also provide a brief description of the incorrect information and its correct position in the spaces provided. Relevant page of the registered documents containing the incorrect information may also be attached to the Form AD if it does not include any protected information. The word amended should be printed on the top of the amended page with the correct information underlined, while the other content of the page should remain identical to the original registered document. You can see on the screen, take this amended Schedule 1 as an example. Both the annual return make-up date and the address of the shareholder Chan Tai Man have been verified. ratified. Please note that there will be no transitional arrangement regarding delivery of specified forms and amended documents for registrations. As from 24th of October, this registry will only accept the revised specified forms. Forms that are currently in use will no longer be acceptable and will be returned to the document presenters. We will only accept Form AD for ratification of typo and clerical errors on registered documents. The previous approach of using the amended version of documents for ratification will no longer be acceptable, and the same will be returned to the presenters. Besides, the electronic submission service for amended document at the e-registry will be suspended. Submission of Form AD will only be accepted in paper for the time being. To make it clear, the e-submission service for others specified forms and the e-incorporation will not be affected. Regarding the highlights of the transitional and saving provisions, especially for those existing companies, Section 2A of Schedule 11 to the ordinance provides that the registrar must record the following addresses as the corresponding address of the director or reserve director of the company. For local company, the address shown on the company's register immediately before the commence date of Phase 2 will be the address of the company's registered office will be recorded as the corresponding address of directors. And for the registered non-Hong Kong companies, the address of the company's principal place of business in Hong Kong, PPB, will be used to record as the corresponding address of the directors. After the address is so recorded as the corresponding address of the directors, the registrar must update the entry of such corresponding address with the latest address as reported in the subsequent Form NR1 or Form NN9. Please note that such transitional provision will cease to apply when the Form ND2B or the Form NN7 in respect of the change of the director's corresponding address is registered by the company registry. Besides, please note that the TPSI service, its full name, which is Third Party Software Interface Service at e-registry, will be ceased for 10 specified forms, including the Form NAR1, Form ND2A, Form ND2B, Form ND4, ND5, ND7, ND8, and the NNC1 and NC1G, those incorporation forms, and the Form NN3. The TPSI service for these 10 forms will be resumed upon the Phase 3 of the new inspection regime. To be clear, I repeat again, the e-submission service and the e-incorporation service at the e-registry will not be affected. For further information, please visit our registry website www.cr.gov.hk. Here are the QR code. You can easily access to the relevant page. The external circular I just mentioned, you can be downloaded there. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.